Hi, welcome to the channel. If you are new, today's practice Vinyasa into yin and yang. It's a great class for beginners, also for regular practitioners as you know your stuff. You know, if you go slowly, mindfully, with full awareness, you get a lot out of it. But for beginners, newcomers, we're gonna have a slower pace and a lot of alignment focus on this practice. We're gonna have 3 chapters. So we're gonna start really slowly, locating the breath, locating the full yogic breath. So just simply arriving to the mat, arriving to the practice land, kind of tune in. So we really gonna take our time to find the connection to the breath, arrive to the practice, and then we're gonna jump into the chapter 2, which is the Vinyasa part. And for that, if you have yoga blocks, have 2 of them somewhere near. You can also use books similar to yoga blocks. So the blocks are there so we could create a little bit more space. They also help you to lessen the pressure of your wrist. We're gonna have some weight on the hands. But there are gonna be some modifications too if needed to. And then after Vinyasa, the more active, powerful part, we're gonna melt into the yin part. And there we're gonna do some passive stretching, opening asanas to work on the shoulders and the hips. And yin is when we really work on the mind too. So just breathing through those feelings when we hold the asanas a little longer. So you wanna stick with it and breathe through that feeling and really be open to all the sensations, thoughts, feelings throughout the class. Yep. So if you have 2 blocks, make sure they are somewhere close to you, and then we can get started. We're gonna start from the back. So go ahead, get settled on your mat, lie on your back, and let's go. Take a moment to settle in. Allow the body weight to drop down. You can open your arms and your legs a little more. Let your toes fall out naturally, palms facing up. Let the back of your head rest on the floor. Really feel your body weight sinking down. Allow the gravity to sink you a little deeper. Love the gravity when you can fully let go of all the control. The Mother Earth is holding you. Every exhale, try to release everything that no longer serves you, anything you don't need right now. Just observing your breath, how it is. How long is your inhale? How long is your exhale? So start to notice your breath a little more. Be aware of it. Now bring the hands to your lower belly and start to take a little bit deeper inhale, deeper exhale, and send the breath all the way down to your belly. So inhale, feel the belly rises like a balloon. Feel it up. And exhale, allow the belly to fall. Inhale, belly rises. And exhale, belly falls. Sending the breath all the way to your lower belly. And really feel the belly movement. Says by belly breath, you can give your inner organs a little massage. So make it a little fuller, a little deeper. And then exhale slowly, completely. Take one more breath into your lower belly. And breath out. Now start to bend your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees open to the sides, Supta Baddha Konasana. Here, if you have your blocks and you feel like you need a little support, you can always set the blocks under your knees. Otherwise, allow the knees sink down. Again, not forcing, just allowing. Let the gravity, body weight, and your breath do the work. And now set the back of your hands to your ribs. Elbows open, let the elbows, shoulders drop down. We are creating a gentle pressure. So when we do any kind of vinyasas, when we have the weight on the hands, we always flex the wrist. So the counter one is the extension. Bring the back of your hands to your ribs, to the side of your ribs. And then we start to focus on inhaling, exhaling sideways. So now inhale, really expand your rib cage out to the side, widen your back. And exhale, really gently hug your ribs in, activate your corsets. Inhale, feel the stretch on your wrist. And exhale, soften in. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Let the shoulders drop down. Every inhale can be a little longer than the one before, not forcing it, just allowing it to deepen, lengthen. A couple more inhales and exhales here. Nice. Slowly release your hands. You can make a fist and open, fist and open. Maybe shake a little. And then bring your knees together. Use your hands, knees together. And this time open your feet, mat distance apart. Allow the knees lean in, lean onto each other's. And this time bring the back of your hands underneath you, under your lower back. Again, allow the elbows open to the side, drop down, shoulders relaxed. Counter one. Now we inner rotate the hips. And we again start to focus on breathing down to the belly. Take a couple of inhales, exhales down to your belly. Feel that balloon effect. And now can you start to feel the balloon effect in your lower back as well? So when you inhale, feel like your lower back is rounding out. You feel the pressure on the back of your hands. And exhale the little lightness. Inhale, feel that balloon effect. Your lower back is rounding out, rounding down. You feel the pressure on your hands. And exhale, feel the lightness, lower back gently rising off your hands. And keep going. It's really beneficial to breathe into the back as well. So really feel like the back could move as your belly. Expanding, rounding out when you inhale. And gently soften in when you exhale. Nice. Slowly release your hands. Extend your legs again. You can shake your legs a little and then just allow the toes open to the side. Naturally, open your arms out to the side, palms facing up. And just feel the energy all the way from your toes to your fingertips to the top of your head. Feel your collarbones wide open. Feel the back of your hands heavy, shoulders heavy, sinking down. And take a few more really full, complete inhales and exhales. Feel up your whole body. Feel the prana, the energy, the breath moving through you all the way from your toes to your fingers to the top of your head. Allow your belly to rise, your lower back to round out, your ribs to expand. Make space when you inhale. Get wider, taller, longer in all directions. And exhale, just soften down. Allow the body weight to sink down. Inhale, making space. And exhale, letting go. Anything we don't need anymore. Exhaling all the toxins, all the unnecessary weight we might carry. Slowly start to open your eyes. Bend your knees into your chest. Rock and roll, a little side to side, side to side. And then you can start to rock and roll back and forth, massaging your spine. And slowly make your way up to seated. Find a comfortable seat, simple cross-legged or anything works for you. Let's do a little finger neuro exercise, warming up the wrist, and then we start to flow a little more. So when we do vinyasas, the weight is always on the hands at some point. So we always want to make sure we warm up the wrist. So open your fingers and now just start to move your thumbs one way around. Start to make circles, just isolating. Circle the thumbs one way around. And then the other way. Just waking up to awareness as well. Now moving to your index fingers, move them around one way and circle the other way. All the other fingers are extended out. Now moving to your middle finger, make circles and the other way around. And then to your ring finger, circle it and the other way around. Nice. And then the pinky, circle around one way and the other. Might feel much easier on the other side. It's always interesting to sight differences. Nice. And then just really open, extend the fingers out and make a fist. Really squeeze it in. Extend, open, and squeeze in. Open, squeeze in. Open and squeeze in. Nice. Now find your way to your all fours. Make sure the knees are under your hips, hands are under your shoulders. Spread the fingers really wide so you can have the space between your index and your middle finger pointing forward, thumbs pointing slightly in. Really gentle outer rotation for the shoulders. And now really start to grip the mat, like you want to grip the mat with your fingers. You might even feel that movement underneath your hands. This is called spider grip. So you really want to like squeeze, grip the mat with your fingers, press all the knuckles down, fingertips down, the heels of your hands down, all the corners. That will help you to spread the weight even on your hands. Always protect the wrist. So if the fingers are really just relaxed, the weight goes to the heel of your hand, to your wrist, way too much. So you really want to spread the fingers wide and try to spread the weight even. And also depends what we're doing. Usually when we go to chaturanga, we bring the shoulders over the wrist. The weight tends to go to the outside. So make sure to press the space between your index and your thumb down firmly when we chaturanga, when we bring the weight forward. And then alternatively, when we are in a down dog, then we kind of want to press the outer edge down to feel that connection all the way up to the lats to activate the side body underneath the shoulder blades and find this external rotation of the shoulders. But let's start to warm up the spine a little more. So spread the fingers wide, make sure the space between your index and your middle finger is pointing forward. Inhale, start to pull the shoulders back, chest forward, broaden your collarbones, open your heart, widen your sit bones, gently arch your spine. Exhale, press the hands down, use your spider grip. Already here, tuck the tailbone under, round your spine. Spread the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Inhale, start to melt your heart, soften your elbows a little, shoulders back, chest forward, external, rotate your shoulders, widen your sit bones. Exhale, connect to your core, tailbone under, tail between your sit bones, press the mat away and around. Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward, even feel that slight stretch on your belly. Exhale, around, press all the fingertips down, knees down, even your shins down. Let's do one more. Inhale, open your shoulders, open your heart. Exhale, around, tailbone under. Come back into neutral spine. You can take one step forward with your hands and start to release the hips back down to your heels. To your active child's pose, try to keep the elbows straight. Reach your fingers forward, but keep the shoulders away from the ears. Now, tuck the tailbone under once again. Really slowly start to roll through your spine. Bring the weight forward through rounding. Start to lower your hips down and forward. Open your chest. Open your shoulders. Look forward. And now tail leads the way back. Widen your sit bones. Start to lift your tail up to the ceiling, articulating your spine. In the end, you want to round back into your child's pose. Inhale, round, roll through your spine, articulating. Start to bring the body weight forward. Lower the hips, open the shoulders, look forward. Exhale, widen your sit bones through arching, articulating. Tuck the tailbone under in the end, and again, round the body weight back into your heels. Inhale, roll through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Lower the hips, open the chest, use your spider grip. Widen your sit bones. Slowly articulating the body weight back into your child's pose. You can move your hips from side to side. Maybe flip the palms facing up and down, up and down. Reach your fingers forward. Tuck your toes under and find your down dog, upside down letter V. You can walk your heels one by one, bend your knees. So you get to warm up the back of your legs, your hamstrings, calves, Achilles, behind the knees. So in down dog, we really want to lengthen the side bodies. Open your feet, hip distance apart. Lift your heels off the floor a little. Soften your knees a little. And first, just focus on elongating your spine. You really want to lengthen your side bodies. Pressing away from the floor, lengthen the lower back. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Neck is free and long. Externally, rotate your shoulders. Press the pinky fingers down and feel the connection all the way up to your side body, to your lats underneath the shoulder blade. So your back is wide open. External rotation shoulders, and then slight internal rotation elbows. So we are not locking the joints. We always have opposite directions working. And once you find the length for your spine, then you can start to extend your knees and press your heels a little closer to the floor. But try to remain the length of your spine. Depends on the style. Again, Ashtanga, many times we press the heels down, tuck the tailbone under, little round the lower back, activate the pelvic floor. And depending, I myself like to practice lengthening the lower back. Slightly widen the sit bones, still hooking the ribs in. Now, if you need time to rest your wrist, do it anytime here. You can take a little rest now while I'll explain the next one. We're going to do exactly the same as we did in all fours, hands and knees. Tuck the tailbone under. Start to roll the body weight forward to your high plank when your shoulders are above your wrist. Slowly start to lower the hips down. Open your chest, broaden your collarbones. Now you can soften your knees a little, start to widen your sit bones, and again, pressing the chest back, hips up to your down dog. So first thing, tailbone under, roll the body weight forward, shoulders over your wrist. Start to lower the hips down, open your chest, broaden your collarbones. You can soften your knees a little, widen your sit bones, and pushing the weight back, hips up to down dog. Maybe join me for a few more. So tailbone under, roll the body weight forward, shoulders over your wrist. Lower the hips, open the chest. Always here, if you feel too much pressure on your lower back, don't go all the way down, meaning stop in your high plank. So only go until your hips are in line with your shoulders. Then you can soften your knees, widen your sit bones, and find your way back into the downward facing dog. Let's do one more. Inhale, roll the body weight forward. Shoulders over your wrist, lower the hips, open the chest, broaden your collarbones, bend your knees, soften, and slowly push the body weight back into your down dog. Really nice. Release the knees down for a moment. If that feels like too much on your wrist still, keep doing the version on your knees when we just rolled here. The wrist needs a little time to get used to strengthen. So be mindful, listen, and little by little you can add on more repetitions and more time on your hands, but build it up slowly. Now come down to your belly. So lie all the way down onto your belly. If you got the blocks, you could actually grab one of them. If you don't have the blocks, don't worry. You can do all what we're gonna do next without the block as well, with the imaginary block. But if you got the block, set it like this between your hands, so it's a long ways, and you don't want to grab the block with your fingers. You want to keep the fingers extended, just pressing in with your palms. And open your legs, hip distance apart, rotate the inner thighs up to the ceiling, so we don't want to outer rotate. Rotating the inner thighs up to the ceiling, press the top of your feet down. You can engage your knees, extend your arms away ahead, find your block or your imaginary block, set the forehead down, shoulders away from the ears, lift your navel in and up. If possible, try to lift your belly button off the floor. Top of the feet pressing down all the time. You just want to start to lift your arms, the block, the imaginary block off the floor. And lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep your abs active. So, pulling the belly button in and up to your spine. Lifting the navel up. Legs active, engaging your knees, pressing the top of your feet down. Do a couple more. And lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One last inhale. Exhale. And release. You can move your hips to side to side. And then you can bring the hands under your forehead. Relax the shoulders down, long neck. And then engage your legs. This time, lift the legs off the floor. Hips stay. And lower. Still first thing, belly button in and up. And then through the length to lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Now inhale, lift. Keep the thighs floating off the floor. Just bend your knees. Extend. And lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Inhale, expand. Make sure the knees are not opening to the side. Just bending, keeping the alignment. Extend and lower. One more inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Nice. Move your hips to side, release the lower back. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Push yourself back into your hands and your knees, and then you can lean the body weight back to your child's pose. As a counter, allow the hips sink down. You can move your hips a little side, this side. And then roll up. Let's do a couple of vinyasas. So we learn the options here, the variations, and you can choose whatever works for you the best today. So coming to your down dog. Lift the knees off the floor. Just bring the body weight forward to your high plank. Lower the knees down. Keep the elbows glued to your body. So external rotation, shoulders. Start to bend your elbows and try to bring your chest down, chin down between your hands. So elbows glued into your body. Hips still off the floor. Then you slide all the way down onto your belly. Still keep the elbows hugging in. Rotate the shoulders back and down, legs active, and you're just using your back strength to open. Keep the upper body lifted. Now, lower the chin down, press the knees down, hands down, and push yourself back into your all fours. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up to your down dog. Again, roll the body weight forward to your high plank. Knees down. Try to bring the chin down, chest down between your hands. Keep the hips lifted off the floor. Hug the elbows in. Slide all the way down onto your belly. Elbows squeezing into your baby cobra. You can always come up a little higher as well here, but make sure we don't lift the shoulders up, hugging the elbows in. Lower the chin down. I have a nice fly here bothering me all the time. So find your way to your all fours, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips up to your down dog. Again, shift the shoulders forward. If that felt too much, you can always bring the knees down, hips down. Make a tiny push up. Extend, toes under, and lift up. So knees down. Now you want to bring the hips down a little more. Hug the elbows in when you push up. Extend, toes under, and hips up. Either one. Or the final one, you can roll the body weight forward. If you got the strength, no wrist pain, and it feels like good for you today, shift the body weight forward. Hug the elbows in. Knees, thighs floating off the floor. You go until 90-degree angle on your elbows. Bring the chest forward. Point your toes. Up dog. Your thighs and your hips are floating off the floor. Make sure not to hyperextend your elbows. Microped. Outer rotation. Broaden your collarbones. And then use your core. Navel in and up when you start to lift your hips up. Take your toes under. And back into your down dog. Let's do one more. Choose your option here. Roll the body weight forward. Knees down or knees off the floor. Chaturanga, bend the elbows in. Inhale. Up dog. Cobra. Baby cobra. You can always go through your knees. Lift your hips back up to your down dog. Nice. Now soften your knees and start to walk your feet better, your hands back towards your feet. Arrive to the back of your mat. Take a ragdoll. So soften your knees a little more. Grab your opposite elbows and let your body hang down. You can shake your head, yes and no. Swing your body side to side. Releasing. Release your hands. Soften your knees a little more. And really slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start to roll up. Hit up the really last. Rotate the shoulders back and down. For the next one, make sure the blocks are somewhere near the front of your mat. You're at the back of your mat, feet are hip distance apart. Lift from the front, so always try to lengthen your hip flexors, hug your ribs in, soften the shoulders back and down. Root all four corners of your feet down, lifting the inner arch. And inhale, bring the arms up overhead sideways. Exhale, start to twist over to your right, cactus the arms. Right hip moving forward, so you are only twisting from the thoracic spine. Inhale, extend your fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale, cactus, twist over to your left, left hip moving forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus, open your elbows, hug your ribs in. Now bring the body weight a little more onto your toes and fold forward at your hips. Body parallel to the floor, flat back. Now start to extend your fingers out to the side, hug your ribs in, lengthen the back of your neck, and fold forward all the way. Release the fingers down, relax the neck. You can soften your knees a little and start to walk your hands forward to your high plank. For the moment, lower the knees down. So let's do a couple rounds with blocks, and then you can choose if you want to do with blocks or without. So set the blocks like this, so they are right under your shoulders. So when you hold the block, it is easier for you to lessen the pressure of your wrist a little, so you can bend the fingers over, and you get to lift your arms up a little higher. Higher your hands, your arms are, lesser the pressure. So tuck your toes under and lift your hips up to your down dog. Now start to shift the body weight forward to your high plank. Start to drop the heels over to your left and start to extend your right fingers up to the ceiling to your side plank. Bring the right hand down, back into your high plank. Square your shoulders. Lower the hips or the heels and the hips on your right. Left fingers lighten off the floor. Reach your left fingers up. Come back into your high plank. Let's go once more. Lower the heels over to your left. Right fingers reaching up. Try to remain long. Side body is long. Right hand down, back into your plank pose. Heels over to your right, left fingers reaching up. So also lengthening the bottom side, the right side of your body. Bring the left hand down, back into your plank pose. And now you have way more space here with blocks. Start to bring the right knee into your chest, come up higher on your left toes, round the upper back a little more. Can you step the right foot between your hands? Nice. Lighten the right fingers off the floor. Right fingers reaching up, hips square. You again twist from your thoracic spine only. Right hand down. Press your hands down around the upper back. Can you lighten the right foot off the floor and step it back into your plank. Now left knee into your chest, round the upper back, make space. You can always come up higher on your right toes. Step the left foot between your hands. Lower the hips a little, square, left hip back, right thigh bone forward, left fingers lighten. Take a twist. Release the left hand down. Press your hands down, round the upper back, make space, lighten the left foot, and step it back. Let's go one more. Right knee into your chest, make space, and step the foot between your hands, if possible, aiming to get the heel down before your toes. Then you can lower the hips. Right hip into the center line, left thigh bone forward, right fingers reaching up, taking a twist. Soften your shoulders. Right hand down, press down, round the upper back, lighten the right foot off the floor, and step it back into your plank. Left knee into your chest. Try not to lift your hips up too much. So round the upper back, make space, step the foot between your hands. Lower the hips down, square, inner thighs active, left fingers reaching up, open your chest. Nice. Left hand down. Press the blocks around the upper back, step the left foot back, and you choose your vinyasa. You can always bring the knees down, just bend your elbows a little, hug them in, straighten and lift the hips up, or shift body weight forward, shoulders forward enough, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You can soften your knees a little and start to walk your hands back to your feet. Arrive to the back of your mat. Relax the neck. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms overhead. And exhale, hands together to your heart center. Let's start the same. Inhale, lengthen side bodies. Always feel the energy from your feet up to your fingertips. Exhale, cactus over to your right, hips. Stay square. Inhale, square, lengthen. Exhale, cactus over to your left. You're always making your own resistance here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Widen the elbows out to the side, but hug your ribs in. Shift the body weight to the balls of your feet and fold forward at your hips. Until your back is parallel to the floor, flat back. Weight is a little more on your toes. Start to extend your fingers out to the side. Take an inhale here. Now exhale, bend your knees. Keep the body parallel to the floor. Reach your fingers forward. Find your imaginary block. Inhale, extend your knees. Bring the body weight a little more forward. Hug your ribs in. Reach your fingers out. Exhale, bend your knees. Find your imaginary block in front of you. Hug your ribs in. Inhale, extend the fingers out to the side. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend. Body still parallel to the floor. Inhale, extend. Let's do one more. Exhale, bend. Body weight a little more onto your heels now. And inhale, body weight a little more onto your toes. Extending and release all the way down. You can soften your knees, soften your neck. Start to walk your hands forward. You can choose to use the blocks, or if you prefer, you can try without blocks. The stepping through is, of course, way harder without the blocks, but see, whatever works for you. So we are in the plank pose. Start to drop the heels over to your left. Reach your right fingers over your head. This time, so we really lengthen. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Heels up, back into your plank pose. Drop the heels over to your right. Reach the left fingers, this time overhead. And here always turn the pinky in, so we get the shoulder away from the ears. Exhale, back into your plank pose. Lower the heels over to your left. Right fingers reaching over your head. Again, turn the pinky in. External rotation of the shoulder, long neck. Exhale, back into your plank pose. One more, heels over to your right. Left fingers reaching up over the head. Turn the pinky in. Lengthen the neck. Exhale, back into your plank pose. Feel free to grab your blocks here or try without. Right knee into your chest. This time you gotta make a little more space to be able to step the foot between your hands. If you don't have blocks and the foot is somewhere here, use your right hand, grab your heel and bring it further forward. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling, actually over your head. Let's keep the team up. Turn the pinky in, really lengthen the right side of your body. Exhale, right hand down. Press your hands down, round the upper back, lighten the right foot and step it back. Left knee into your chest, round, make space, come up higher on your right toes. Set the foot between your hands. Left fingers reaching up, find a twist. Make sure the right hip doesn't drop down, so keep lifting the right thigh bone up. Just extending the left fingers up to the ceiling. Release the left hand down. Step your left foot back into your plank. One more, right and left. Right knee into your chest. Make space. Step the foot between your hands. Right fingers reaching up. Open your chest. Broaden your collarbones. Right hand down. Press your hands down. Hug your ribs in. Make space. Step the right foot back. Left knee into your chest. Step it between your hands. Lower the hips a little. Square. Inner thigh is always active. Keep pressing the left big toe mount down. Left fingers reaching up. Lengthen. Release the left hand down. Step your left foot back into your high plank. And again, you choose here. Knees down, knees off the floor. You can always go back to knees down, chin down, chest down. And then you slide forward to your baby cobra. Maybe up dog. And exhale, start to lift your hips up. Back into your down dog, upside down. Letter V. Soften your knees a little and start to walk your hands back to your feet. Relax the head. Inhale, come all the way up to standing through the length. And exhale, hands together to your heart center. Let's do one more round of this. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, cactus to your right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus to your left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Fold forward at your hips, body weight onto your toes a little more. Navel in and up. Hug your ribs in. Extend your fingers out to the side. Lengthen your neck. Exhale, bend your knees. Heels down. Body weight a little more onto your heels. And now inhale, when you open your fingers out to the side, maybe come up higher on your toes. Again, bend your knees. Find your imaginary block in front of you. Inhale, lengthen your fingers out to the side. Come up higher on your toes. Heels down, bend your knees, extend. Inhale to the side, elongate. One more exhale, heels down. Reach the fingers forward, lengthen side bodies. Inhale, lengthen to the side and release all the way down. Soften your knees, soften your neck. Start to walk your hands forward to your high plank. Again, feel free to use your blocks or not. Side plank, Vasisthasana. Turn your heels over to your left. Reach your right fingers over your head. This time, cactus the right arm. Look a little more up to the ceiling. Inhale through the length to lower again. Back into your plank. Heels over to your right. Left fingers reaching overhead sideways. And then cactus. Open your chest a little more. Inhale, reach. Hug your ribs in. And all the way down. Back into your plank pose. One more. Heels over to your left. Right fingers reaching overhead. Turn the pinky in. Now you can open the chest a little more. Inhale, sideways. Again, hug your ribs in. Exhale, back into your plank. Heels over to your right. Left fingers reaching up and over. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, hug your ribs in, navel in. And exhale, back into your plank pose. A right knee into your chest. Come up a little higher on your left toes, make space. Step the right foot between your hands. Lower the hips, right hip back into the center line, left thigh bone forward. Right fingers reaching overhead, turn the pinky in. We stay here, inhale. Exhale again, cactus open. Inhale, extend, ribs in. Exhale, cactus open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Really ground your feet. Start to come up to your left fingertips. If you are not already, start to lighten the left fingers off the floor and start to bring the body upright, keeping the twist. So legs remain. Upper body comes up, right fingers reaching back, left fingers reaching forward. Feel free to bend your left knee here a little. And you can actually release if you want and just check your hip alignment many times. We drop the hip off the back leg. So make sure to lift the left thigh bone up. Press the right hip down. Really level your hips. Gently tailbone under and lifting from the lower core. Try to lengthen the space between your hips and the lower ribs. And then you can start to extend the left leg back behind you, but keep the alignment. No need to lock the left knee. And then find your twist again. Reach your fingers out if you got the balance. Nice. Start to swing your right fingers down, forward. Start to lower the left heel down to your warrior one. And in the warrior one, the hips are square. Back toes are pointing out 45 degrees. You don't have to have the heels in one line. You can toe heel the right foot to the side a little more. So it is easier to square your hips. You bend your right knee. Back leg is straight. Press the pinky toe edge of your left foot down and try to square your hips, lifting from the lower core. Still extending the side bodies. Inhale, bring the weight onto your right heel. Sit the hips down. Exhale, start to extend your right leg. Reach your fingers out to the side and fold forward at your hips. Flat back. Again, bend your right knee. Reach the fingers up to the ceiling. Extend your right knee. Fold forward at your hips. Hug your ribs in. Lengthen. Bend your right knee. Fingers reaching up to the ceiling. And fold forward. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Really try to square, reach out, corset active, wide back, right hip back, left hip on forward. Try not to lock the right knee, hyperextend, pull the kneecap up, press the big toe mound down. Start to bend your right knee, hands down on the inside. Bring the left knee down. So your hips can be slightly higher up. You don't have to bring the hips down and forward. Back off a little and see if you can bring the elbows down inside your right foot. So elbows right under your shoulders. You can always use blocks here as well. So just deepen down. You want to bring the right shoulder inside your right knee. So you can hug the right knee into your right shoulder. Press the right big toe mound down and try to pull the right hip back, left thigh bone forward. So try not to let the right knee open to the side too much here. For the next one, try to keep the hips square. This hugging in action. And slowly start to straighten your hands. You can remove, or actually you don't need to remove. It's fine, just there. We don't use it, but you don't have to do anything. Tuck your left toes under and start to lift your left knee off the floor. So now we keep the left hand grounded on the floor. We don't use the right block, but let it be there. You try to keep your hips low. You press from your left toes. Keep the chest down. Can you bring the knee forward underneath your chest and find your left ankle with your right hand? Again, step it far back. Keep going. Push from your toes. Bring the body weight forward, knee into your chest. Find your ankle and step back. So you try to remain low at your hips. Hugging the right knee into your right shoulder or towards your right shoulder. Nice. Let's do last one here. Grab your ankle and then to your own range. This is kind of funky, requires quite a bit of flexibility already. So see where you can go today. You can just gently start to open the left knee to the side, straighten the right knee a little. This is perfect. If you got the flexibility, start to open the left knee a little more up to the ceiling, extending your right knee. Relax the head. Relax the neck. Or if it helps you, you can always keep the focus point on the floor as well. Nice. Release. Step your left foot back. Right hand down. Step your right foot back. Let's go through one Vinyasa. Shift the shoulders forward, knees on the floor, off the floor, or skip it fully and just find your way back into your down dog. Always be proud to skip things. It just means you are aware. You are listening to yourself and you are the master of your mind. So you know what works for you today, what is serving you today. It's usually not everything we do in class. So really listen, what do you need today? And what is the most beneficial for you today? Many times it is to back off a little. Let's go to the other side. Hips down to your high plank. Bring the left knee into your chest. Around, make space to step the left foot between your hands. And we stay here right away. Send your left fingers over your head. Turn the pinky in, hug your ribs in, navel in and up. Inhale here. Exhale, cactus, open the chest. Inhale, extend, hug in. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cactus. Let's do one more full inhale. Exhale and inhale, stay here. Really hug your ribs in, ground your feet. You can look down, lighten the right fingers to the floor and start to bring the body upright to your twisted high lunge. Feel free here again to release the twist and just check the alignment. Bend your right knee, lift the right hip up, left hip down. hips leveled. Lift from the lower core, lengthen your side bodies. Inner thigh is active. Keep pressing the left big toe mound down, and then start to extend your right knee behind you. Reach your fingers out to the side. Right reaching forward, left reaching back. Twisting from the thoracic spine. Hips remain the same. Nice. Start to bring your left fingers down, forward, lower the right heel down to warrior one. So right knee straight, press the pinky toe edge down. You can always turn your toes in a little more. See what works for you. It's slightly different for all of us. And again, heels, no need to be in one line. You can toe heel the left foot out. Left hip back, right hip forward. Lift from your lower core. Lengthen the space between your ribs, the lowest ribs, and your hips. Bring the hips down. Inhale. Exhale, start to extend. Pyramid pose. Reach your fingers out. Only go down as far as you can, keeping the body straight, spine straight. Again, bend your left knee. Reach your fingers up. You can find your imaginary block here. Shoulders down. Extend. Square your body. Lengthen. Bend. Bring the weight onto your left heel. Still pressing the left big toe on down. Extend. Pyramid pose. Really square. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Make sure not to hyperextend the left knee. Pull the kneecap up. One more inhale. Exhale. Nice. And really start to bend. Bring the right knee down. And then you can bring the block on the left hand side to the inside. You can use your blocks here, or you can try without blocks as well. But first, don't go to your deepest here. Back off, lift your hips up a little, and then start to lower your elbows a little closer to the floor. And try not to open the left knee too much right now. Press the left big toe mound down and hug the left knee into your left shoulder. You can always walk the right knee in as well. Try to find a squareness. Inner thigh is active, hugging in. Left hip back, right thigh bone forward. And this is way more comfortable with the blocks. So feel free to use them anytime. I'm challenging the left side. That is always slightly tighter for me. That's the best part. With the practice, you get to know your body, you get to know the side differences, and then you can always adjust. In the end, we want to balance the body, the mind. Balance in practice, balance the energies, yin and yang and yin. Now start to straighten the elbows, hands on the floor. Lift your right knee off the floor, and then you lighten the left hand off the floor, press the right hand down. Try to keep the left shoulder inside your knee. Press from your right toes to bring the body weight forward, knee into your chest. Hold your ankle and step back. Again, press from your toes, body weight forward and step back. Try not to lift your hips too high. You lift as much as you need to. But try to find this hugging in feeling. So you really hug in with your left knee. Step back, 2 more. And back. Last one, hold here. This is already plenty. Maybe add on a little outer rotation for your right knee. Start to extend your left knee to your range. Keep the focus point on the floor or fully relax the head. This is funky, advanced pose. Don't worry about it, but that's why we are here, to see the journey, to play, try out, challenge the body, challenge the mind, and also learn to adjust, to listen, be present. Release. Step your right toes back, step your left toes back. One more Vinyasa. Knees down, knees off the floor. You always have the option here, chin down, chest down. Slide all the way down to your belly, baby cobra, cobra or up dog. And exhale, lift your hips up to your down dog. Take a breath. Just observe, how do you feel? And slowly start to bring the body weight forward, lower all the way down onto your belly. Let's open the shoulders. So, not an easy class at all. Slower pace always makes it stronger. And a lot of time on the hands, so it takes time to get used to. Don't worry if this felt like way too much today. Little by little, it's gonna get easier. Wrist is something that you can actually strengthen pretty fast with consistency, but with mindfulness. Forcing things or trying to speed the process never really works. So take your time, try to enjoy the journey along the way. That's the most important thing in everything. So here, you can do this with one arm at a time or with both. Let's see. So start to cross your right arm underneath the left, really reaching the right fingers further over to the side, over to the left side, and then reaching the left fingers forward. You can release the chin down over your upper arms, or you can use your block under your forehead. So you really feel the outer right shoulder. With the block, you can moderate the pressure, how much pressure you want to give. If you can go with both, start to reach your left fingers over to your right. So it is the left over the right. Again, chin over your upper arms, or bring the block a little closer and set your forehead on the block. You can always build a higher cushion if you want to. You can turn your palms facing up as well to release your hands. Relax, release your legs, the lower body. You can bring your big toes together and let the heels fall outwards. Or you can open your legs a little wider and just soften down. Whatever way you can release the lower body the best. Really find a passive form, releasing down, allowing the gravity, your body weight, and your breath do the work for you. Try to enjoy the journey. Really be present. No need to ignore anything, all the thoughts, feelings, sensations. Receive them, allow them, but also know when to let them go. Just observing. Breathe through the feelings, even the slightly uncomfortable feelings that are allowed here. Breathe through them. That way you are making a change. Allowing, receiving, and letting go. You might feel slightly uncomfortable when we hold the poses longer, when we really dive in deep, but no sharp pain. Always be your own teacher. Sharp pain is never to go, 4. So know when to back off. But doesn't need to be the most comfortable asana ever. We are breathing through that feeling. Slowly, really slowly, start to release. When we hold the poses longer, also take your time to release. Slide the elbows out, bring the arms down by your side, palms facing up. You can turn your head to either way. Release the cheek, ear down. Allow the shoulders to drop down. Take one more breath here. And let's slowly set the other side. So start to cross your left fingers over to your right. If you did with one arm, just keep extending the fingers over to your right. You can walk your right fingers forward. You can always set a block or cushion underneath your forehead. That way you can always modify how much pressure you want to give. Always mindfully setting up the poses as well. So you know what you need today, what your body needs. How far to go. Every day is different, so always adjust accordingly. If you did with both arms, start to cross your right fingers over to your left, so it's the right arm over the left arm. You can turn the palms facing up, release your chin over your upper arms, or again, set the block underneath your forehead. You can move your hips a little side to release the lower body. And again, let the gravity, your breath, your body weight work for you. Soften the best you can. And just let it happen by its own. But be aware of your breath. That is something that always brings you back to the present moment too. If your mind is wandering around, which is normal, maybe give extra attention to your breath. You can even count it. When we are doing yin, more of a passive practice, exhale could be a little longer than inhale. Why not even double to your inhale? Just elongating your exhales a little more. And also when you are lying on your belly now, how about breathing into your lower belly? Really feel that pressure underneath, belly rounding out when you inhale. And soften in when you exhale. If you feel your hands going numb, we are gently blocking the blood circulation so we get fresh blood to circle when we release. Observing, receiving, and making a change. Really slowly. Start to release. No rush. We hold it longer, so we also release it slower. You can turn your head to the opposite direction the last time. Release the cheek, ear down. Allow the shoulders to drop down. Again, take a breath down to your lower belly. Feel the belly movement. Also feel that movement in your lower back. Your lower back is rounding up when you inhale and softening down when you exhale. So you are breathing into all directions. The breath can be really energizing or calming. It can be really firing or cooling. It depends where you put your intention to. But the breath has so many effects. Yeah, slowly. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Push yourself back to your hands and your knees. Let's settle into the pigeon pose. So bring your right knee behind your right wrist and then slide the right heel slightly over to your left. Start to slide the left leg back behind you to lower the hips. Here, the most important thing is try to square your hips. So the right hip back, left thigh bone forward. You can always lift yourself even higher first and try to find this squareness. Right knee slightly on the outside. You can set something under your right hip so you can really sit on it, or it can be floating off the floor. Just find this squareness first, little lift, pressing the right shin down, and then little by little allow your hips to sink down, but try not to lean onto your right. Try to keep the body weight in the middle. If you need more, then you can move the right heel a little bit further away from you. Easier, the closer the heel is to you. A little bit more intense if you bring it further away from you, but still try to square the body weight even. And then slowly start to walk your hands forward. Bend your elbows to the side. Release your forehead down for your resting pigeon. And start to focus on relaxing, letting go. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Feet are relaxed. You can breathe deeply down onto your belly. Make sure you don't bite your teeth together, so your jaw is relaxed. There is a connection with hip openings. We tend to tense the jaw, so always check in that your jaw is relaxed. Also use your breath by sending the breath where you feel the stretch, the change happening at the moment, sending the breath, loving, healing, opening breath right there. Opening the hips and the lower back. Hip openings can be so emotional, and that's so beautiful. If you feel like tears coming up, enjoy it. You are releasing some emotional blockage as well. We carry a lot of stress and emotions on our hips. So if you get emotional during hip openings, it's an amazing thing. Use it as your tool. Take one more slow, Full inhale down to your belly. And exhale completely. Then take your time. Start to walk your hands back onto your shoulders. You can tuck your left toes under. Start to walk the left knee forward so you can release. Step the right knee back. Take a moment in your all fours to move the hips side to side. Or tucking your toes under. Now walk the knees and your heels in your down dog. Anything feels good to release here before we set the other side. So for the other side, bring the left knee behind your left wrist. Slide the left foot over to your right a little and start to slide the right leg back behind you. First, again, lift up a little more to square your hips. Left hip back, right thigh bone forward, lengthen. And then little by little, allow your hips to sink down a little deeper. Again, feel free to set something. For example, a block under your hip. Get a little support. And if you feel like you could go a little deeper, then you can bring the heel away from you. A little bit bigger angle on your left knee, but then make sure you don't shift the body weight onto your left. So still bring it to the center, right thigh bone forward. Sometimes I like to go myself, really reaching the back leg side arm up, finding length, and through the length start to lower to make sure the weight stays even. Once you're ready, start to release your elbows, forehead down. Allow the chest to soften down. Again, make sure to relax the shoulders. Feel free to move if you feel any tension anywhere. To move a little to get rid of that tension. Or just mindfully breathing into that space where you feel the tension. In the end, we are working towards feeling light. It doesn't matter if it's young kind of vinyasa power class or yin type of more passive class. We want to feel light. With that inner power, inner strength, you also feel lighter. Yin class is passive class when it comes to engagement. We don't want to use muscles. We really want to let go. We want to dig deeper into the joints and ligaments, attachment points as well. But we really need to do it with mindfulness. Support the poses. Go slowly. We don't want to do any harm. We want to get rid of those toxins, some scar tissues, emotional blockage. Just open the energy channels. But we need to do it with good consciousness, mindfulness, slowly, not rushing into it. But the mind is not that passive. You want to keep your focus here. You want to be passive towards the things on the outside. You want to be present in the moment. Open, receiving, observing, not sleeping. We are still here, but trying to close the outer world, tuning in. Take one more breath in. And slowly breath out. And once you're ready, start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your right toes under. Start to walk your right knee forward to release the left knee. Down as well. Move your hips to side to side. Side to side. Even take a down dog. Walk your heels, your knees, shifting the hips to side to side. And then slowly release the knees down. Sit the hips down to your heels and lie down on your back. Hug the knees in. Give yourself final hug before we release to the final Savasana, rock and roll side to side. Now once you are fully ready, start to extend your arms and your legs. Get the shoulders a little more underneath you. Feel the collarbones wide open. You can move your hips side to side to release the lower back. If you feel like a lot of tension, it's hard to release, you can make your body really tensed. You can squeeze your fingers, your toes, your calves, your arms, your thighs, your glutes, even your face. And then release. Sometimes that helps. Or if your lower back feels tense, you can always set a bolster, pillow, something under your knees to release the lower back. A really nice adjustment for your lower back. Maybe turn your palms facing up. You're a little bit more receiving. And once again, observe. No judgment. Do you feel a little lighter in your body, in your mind? Mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul practice. So in the end, the goal is to feel a little lighter. Muscle soreness is something that is totally fine. The little challenge, the sore muscles the next day, make you feel strong, empowered. You feel the change, but no pain. As much as we want to strengthen, we want to open. As much as we want to be active and productive, we also want to be passive and rest. Yin and yang, balancing the energies. Your mind is supposed to be more of a rest mode, and your body is it's supposed to be more active, moving. In modern world, many times it's the opposite. The mind is so active. We have so many things going on. It's really hard to rest your mind. And the body might be a little more inactive. long working hours, depending what you do. We don't always have that possibility to move as in old days when we were moving every day, all the time. So finding the balance, resting the mind, revitalizing the body, taking care of yourself, yin and yang, your life. Take your time in the final savasana. Say big thank you to yourself before leaving. And leave me any comments, questions, anything. If you like the little bit slower class, the mix of yin and yang, also let me know so I can make more classes like this. Have a nice rest of the day, evening, midnight, whatever you're doing, wherever you're practicing. Take care of yourself and see you soon. Namaste.